It's my pleasure now to introduce you to Chris Burkhardt.
This is Connect the Dots, the AI Impact Podcast. I'm Christoph Burkhardt. Welcome to the show.
He is a great guy. He's a Silicon Valley entrepreneur and really an expert in innovation and digital technologies. Has been an advisor to numerous companies, but I don't want to take all his time by listing them all. But he started a company, a advising company, consulting company, really specializing in emerging technologies and digital business models. It's my great pleasure to invite to the stage Chris Burkhardt.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You don't need a pullover.
No, I need this stuff. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Again, this time I made it, even though I was, again, stuck in Zurich for 2 hours because we couldn't start because the weather in Porto was so bad that we couldn't land. But I made it just in time, and I'm excited about this. This is a moment in time where we see emerging technologies just at the beginning. So AI is coming, we all know that, but how it's coming and where it's going, we don't really know, and travel is just at the intersection between human experience with all the messiness in their emotions and the way that people are irrational about how they make decisions and how they want to travel, and on the other side, we have technologies that are incredibly powerful in the way they predict and understand these emotions, but they can't really experience the world. And so there's a contradiction in your field. It's like you understand some kind of the emotional experience that your customers go through, and at the same time, you're forced to use some of these new tools and technologies that are very rational, and they're supposed to replace certain tasks. And it's really interesting to look at what is actually happening with the tasks that are being replaced, and what is your job going to be in 5 years? It's not that easy. And it's beautiful that it's not that easy because that gives you the chance to define what you want to be in 5 years. The electrification of factories was a mind-bending experience for the people working in factories. Right? So out of a sudden, the factories looked like this before. There were steam engines. It was super hot in there. The machines had to be really close together so these ribbons would run the machines. It was hot, it was dangerous, like a lot of accidents in there because nothing was reliable, nothing was consistently running. And so this was not a good environment for humans to work in. And now people come and say, we're going to sell you electricity, you as the factory owner. And of course, what are your thoughts are the same arguments that we're hearing right now. There's fear because electricity can kill people. It's dangerous. It's uncontrollable. We can't see it, so we don't really understand what it's doing. So the exact same fears and arguments that we're hearing with AI right now, we heard 100 years ago with electricity. And then, look at us now. We have electrified everything. Everything has electricity in it, and we're not afraid anymore at all. We got used to this, but it took a while. Now, digital technologies came to the factory too, and that's why the factories look like this now. Right? So the next stage was the digital technologies came, and now we had data running these factories. And we're still kind of in the middle of getting used to data running everything. Right? So we all use data, but there's still room for improvement. Are we completely digitized? The problem is, now the next paradigm shift is already here. So the cognification of the world, and this is what we're seeing right now, this is what AI does. It cognifies everything. And this is why we don't see people in there anymore. Where are the people? We see now that in 5 years, we will have 99% of all factories in the world run without people. We adapt to whatever is coming. And the question is, where are we doing what? So in which process in your work is going to be replaced or augmented by AI in this evolution? At what stage are you going to be able to use it in a way that really adds value to what you want to do? And I really want to emphasize one thing for the travel industry, and this is true for every industry that deals with human emotions and an experience that requires for us to have an experience. That is, it will not replace the industry you're in. It will not replace the jobs that you have. It will make you better at what you're doing. And bear with me, I have a few arguments for that. I'm not just saying that, because this is not true for every industry. That's why I'm saying this. Some jobs will disappear. Some things will disappear, and that's a good thing. And when you talk to AI people, they use different terms, but it's the same game. So instead of patterns, they say data. Right? The data gives you the patterns. The predictions come from an algorithm. Algorithms don't do anything but predict, and all AI is a prediction machine. And that's a huge misunderstanding. The AI does not decide what you're going to watch. It only recommends. It makes a prediction. You decide what you watch. And then you give feedback, and by watching, you train the algorithm. And you train it with even very subtle things. So you train it by watching until you stop at a certain moment. And Netflix is trying to figure out, why did you stop in that moment? What happened? What happened in the scene right before you stopped? Was there an actor or an actress you didn't like? Was there something happening that you didn't like? Was there something in the sound effects that you didn't like? And over time, it will learn. I call this the Netflix effect because this is very close to what you have to deal with. So a hyper-personalization, where you personalize the travel experience, and whether this is the booking process or the actual travel experience, it's the same game. Hyper-personalized. And the problem is the Netflix effect means that people are getting used to getting everything made for them. You know, when you send out emails, the next generation of your customers, they will read the email, and if the email is written for 100,000 people in the same way, they will notice, and they will start ignoring you, because they're used to getting everything made for them, specifically. Which means even if you don't want to use AI, your customers are used to getting treated with AI, and the only way to deal with them is to use AI, because now you have to write 100,000 different emails for 100,000 different people. And the only way to do that, operationally, is to use AI. So whether you like it or not, you're getting pushed through the door. This is a super interesting point, because decisions are something that machines can't make. In the end, your whole job in the next 5 years is to figure out in which situations do you make decisions under uncertainty, decisions that require intuition, like reading another person, decisions that require data that you don't have. So you still have to make a decision, but you don't really know how. A machine will totally fail in that circumstance. Machines don't make decisions. They don't ever make decisions. They're only predicting stuff. We make the decisions. So if you look at your business and if you ask, like, how do we survive this? Look for the decision moments. If you're in the back office and the machine is in the front, there's something fundamentally wrong with your understanding of service. Okay. But if you want humans or no humans in any situation, should be a choice. The discussion whether you want to replace humans in service altogether and you have a restaurant, all the waiters are robots now. This is the wrong discussion. Some people in some circumstances want to talk to a person. They want to order from a waiter. And in some situations, you just want a QR code and you order right there and you pay right there. Give them a choice. Give them a choice, because people are very different and people in certain circumstances are very different. So it's way more complicated than a simple this or that. The way we communicate will shift dramatically because we will have access to more AI-driven data. But we will communicate with other human beings because we like talking to humans. And that brings me back to the doors. We're standing in front of that door now. Now take all your courage and just go through the door. Go through that door, try things out. Right now, no one knows where this is going, but it's going to be fun. And it's less scary than it looks once you're through that door. Good luck with that, and thank you very much.